just couldn't. I still remember the Sun headline from that on Monday morning. Ant decked.
And decked. Here is the battle for third. The gap is nothing. The gap is not even the length. Oh, it is just the length of a Porsche. No, it isn't. Ooh. Here comes Tom Kimber-Smith in the white car. The black car is Martin Plowman. This is for third place. 10 minutes from the end of a 6-hour race. They're closer now than they were on lap 1. They weren't this close on the formation lap.
And this is a circuit they both grew up on, cut their teeth on for racing. So
but have probably hardly ever raced on the Grand Prix circuit, and not in this format. I'm almost guaranteed that Plowie hasn't, and I would severely doubt that Tom Kimber-Smith has. There's Alex Brundle at Oak Racing, watching to see if his car can stay in front. On pace, no, but pace is not everything. What experience can Martin Plowman bring to bear in that black and pink Oak Racing car?
So 10 minutes to go, and this is the podium fight in P2. The race has come alive.
Well, Alex Brundle is on board the 24 car, which is in front of them, in fact in second in the LMP2 class, but still watching teammates. You're rooting for your team to stay in front, because then you'd have 2 Oak Racing Morgan Nissans on the podium as opposed to just the 1. Well, Kimber-Smith has really got his teeth into this battle in that red and white Greaves Motorsport car. And Greaves, if they had had a wretched day yesterday, and they did, they could really do with some salvation from Silverstone, and a podium might go some way to helping Chris Dyson and the rest of the Greaves team forget what was a horrid, horrid day yesterday.
Great shot looking back from the Aston again. This is the class-leading GTE Pro car, Darren Turner. Past they go. Of course, the big thing is the power isn't that much different between LMP2 and GT Pro. So.
It's all down to weight and brakes. The GT cars carry more weight and have less brakes, respectively. And of course, the aero doesn't give them quite the grip in the corners. But yes, you're right. Between a prototype Nissan engine and a thundering V8 in a Corvette, or the Aston Martin that leads that GT class, there's not much in the way of power difference.
So the gap was 0.3 of a second last time over the line. We don't need to tell you that. You can see it.
Exactly. See the Audi drivers there watching with great interest, not just their cars, but all the other battles as well, because racing's racing. That's why they're in this stuff. Benoit Trellier leading in the #1 Audi from teammate Alain McNish in the #2 car. The gap is 9.6 seconds and 8 minutes to go. It's come down from 14 seconds with 15 minutes to go. He is closing. Look, 2.5 seconds on that lap. Don't forget, the #1 Audi leads. That is nothing like what it says on my timing screen, which is 9.5 seconds. That is 2 seconds tops. Don't forget, the #1 Audi has not got its regenerative drive to the front wheels. It is not a quattro, it is a duo, but the #2 Audi is closing. He's going to be on him at the end of the hangar straight. We could see a change for the lead if the #2 car gets safely through this three-way squeeze with the Lotus and the Porsche.
Now, just before the brake board for Stowe, Alain McNish can get all that power harvested, and as he comes out of Stowe, wham, on it goes. Watch how much he closes in on the 1 car as he comes out of Stowe.
But it'll be through the Vale, and then especially when they get out of the Vale, because there's a brake harvesting area right now where they are in the braking area at the end of the Vale, and once they come round Abbey and start to really pour on the power, out of club corner rather than pour on the power, change for third. Greaves get in front. Tom Kimber-Smith, great move down the Old National Straight, which is that's the Wellington Straight now, isn't it? And into Brooklands. So good move up to third. Now on board with the #1 car. It's our race leader.
And he's been held up there. He's been held up.
And there's the battle for third place in GTE AM, and he will be doing much less speed than he wants to. Of course, Alain McNish can't get by either.
No, but
he's got to get on the juice. Here we go.
Let's have a look see where Alan is. Come on.
Coming down towards Brooklands, down the Old National Straight, and they're hidden behind the Corvette. Comes the #2 car. He's got the lights flashing. The Ferrari gets to the apex. McNish will go outside, inside, and there is the gap. It is down to less than a second now between the teammates. 6 minutes to go. Mark, this is ridiculous. 6 hours in, 6 minutes left, and we've got a race on our hands for the lead and for half a dozen other podium spots.
Yeah, I just noticed there that while Marcel Fassler's still glued to the screen, his other teammate, Andre Lotterer, walked out of the picture. I can't watch.
Yeah, Andre's doing the can't look thing, isn't he? On the right-hand side, top right is McNish's view. Top left is Benoit Trellier's view as he comes out of the Beckett's S's.
Oh, Alan.
Nothing in front of him. This is good news. Every time he sees a car, it's bad news. But here comes McNish. McNish has got more power. He's got better grip. He's got Quattro, whereas his teammate has not. And now it is about winning this race. 5.5 minutes to go. And the two Audis, as close as they've been almost at any stage. Nish flashing the headlights at Benoit Trellier, just in case he wasn't aware. He's there, and the Corvette's caught the Ferrari, and is now looking for a way through, and the Lotus may get in the way of all this. The Ferrari, Rui Aguas, desperately trying to defend the inside line. A big lock-up from Aguas. And that's more than tyre, is it? Or is that... No, it's contact. He got hit by the Corvette as he braked early. That's tyre rub. The Corvette's still trying to get through. He's got a Toyota up his backside, the Corvette driver. And that tyre is not going to last 5 minutes for Aguas. He's got massive tyre rub. Unbelievable. Hindhoff in the background on the circuit, PA going as mental as I am as well. And Aguas, that's a real shame for that team, because they are going to need to do something about that in the pits. He's going to have to do at least another 2 laps.
Yeah, there's nothing that's now...
And a change for the lead, sorry Mark. Change for the lead finally, it had to come.
Has Alan McNish got his hands on that tourist trophy at last? He's been talking about it all weekend.
There's still 4.5 minutes to go. It is still not over. It's not over until he passes the checkered flag.
It was a rhetorical question.
It was, yeah.
Fernando Reis, will the race director be looking at that? There was a collision, we saw it as they went through the dip, and
Reis is still behind the Ferrari. Has he given the position back? Aguas goes off. It's a puncture, left rear puncture for the Ferrari, and that was always going to happen.
Will there be a penalty for the Corvette?
No, I can't see that there was, because I think the Ferrari was in trouble braking there anyway. Leaders on the hanger straight inside the final 4 minutes. Car number 2, Audi. Car number 1, Audi. That's the lead battle, as close as they are. But despite all his efforts in the number 1 car, Benoit Trellier, we heard from Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich that it's lost one of the front drive systems from its regenerative hybrid energy system, and that hobbled it compared to the number 2 car. Mark, again worth mentioning that so often the difference between these Audi teams has been who's had the car that didn't break, and this time it seems to have been the number 2 car. Number 1 a little out of luck, but
if that number 1 car is a broken car, I'll have one.
Yeah.
look, he's not giving
I
up.
think the Toyota drivers would like one as well. They're a lap behind in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
Flags being prepared.
So Alan McNish then leading on his home race after that tourist trophy. Just 3 minutes of racing left to go.
Well, Audi UK's Martin Pass said this morning that Alan McNish was going to win. Clearly he'd already written his press release. I think the headline may remain the same, but the meat and drink of it will have to be slightly rewritten. Here is the pass for the lead. Nothing to do with the Porsche. Trellier just not able to use that extra hybrid power. Mark Cole, Alan McNish in the number 2 car was, and he got through as a result.
Yeah, and it's not just the power, of course, it's the grip you get from 4 driven wheels. That's the other important thing. Round they go, round Luffield, and it's all over. Bruno Senna, everyone else just watching us. They're absolutely thrilled. Stefan Mucker as well.
Bruno Senna, of course, thrilled to watch this car, his car, for the first time ever, heading towards victory in the GTE Pro class. Dave Richards there with the beard. The familiar boss of Pro Drive and Aston Martin Racing, Pedro Lamy, and his teammates in their car. Fred Makovici at the wheel, Paul Dalla in the pits with them. They were in 2nd place there, on the podium in 3rd at the moment, with only the 71 AF Corsa car between them.
Yeah, and the important thing, of course, for Aston Martin is this is a back-to-back win after Shanghai last race of last year. They said this is it. We're ready for next season now, and here we are.
That's always nice, isn't it? Blue flags wave, 1 minute and 43. Next time round, it will be the checker at the end of the 6 hours of Silverstone. Alan McNish leads from Benoit Trellier by 1.8 seconds. In the LMP2 class, Antonio Pizzonia for ADR Delta ahead of Olivier Pla for Oak and Tom Kimber-Smith for Greaves Motorsport, and Orica Nissan, a Morgan Nissan and a Zytec Nissan, the top 3 cars in LMP2. Aston Martin, Ferrari, Aston Martin in GTE Pro and in GTE AM. Christian Poulsen in the Aston Martin ahead of the Labour competition Ferrari, and Aston Martin's Jamie Campbell-Walter will come up into 3rd because Rui Aguas has punctured the 8-star Ferrari that was 2nd in that class. before it lost its battle with the Corvette.
Yeah, did it pull off, or we saw it pulling off?
Well,
to the
he
side.
had a puncture, so he's certainly not going to be on the podium in front of Jamie Campbell-Walter in an Aston Martin. That much I can tell you for free.
So Aston Martin in GT Pro, what a boring race they've had.
Well, Aston Martin first and third in GT Pro. Looks like they're going to be first and third in GTE Am as well. Final seconds counting down again through the Beckett's S's. Look at the car, it's like Scalex trick. It just corners on rails. And one of the freakiest things about these Audis, and especially with the hybrid, is that a lot of the high-speed corners, all you hear is the tyre squeal.
Yep, I went out there on Friday afternoon, and that's all you could hear, and just occasionally transmission.
Absolutely. You hear the gears chunking up and down. You just hear the tyres working like Billy-O, and it just underlines what a racing tyre does. 12 seconds. Slow down, Nishi. Cruise. He's going to have to do another lap. 7. No. What timing this is going to be. 4, 3, 2, 1 as he comes out. 2 seconds after the time is up, he wins the Silverstone 6 hours. He will take the Tourist Trophy with Loic Duval and Tom Christensen. It's an Audi 1-2. No wonder they're looking happy at Audi Sport Yost Racing. Toyota's number 8 takes a podium spot in 3rd place after qualifying in 2nd spot on the grid.
Well, what a race. They don't get much closer than that. This is after 6 hours. Formula One, eat your heart out.
Absolutely. It is a good third of a Formula One season at the very least.